Welcome to Unity. I'm so glad to have our regular Unity meditators here, making the world better every week. And thank you to all my friends who, without a single threat, have come tonight, who know they have very good karma coming their way. And thank you also to Laura, who sets up this beautiful scene here, instantly calming and puts a touch of sage in the air, and Steve, who feels like a spiritual master here just to do the sound, which I really appreciate. For those of you who don't know me, and I'll say, if I didn't before, that my name is Cathy Comstock. I've taught at the university for a lot of years, and most of that time, I've also been able to teach meditation there. Those of you who know the university know that that is a sign that divine intervention really works, because teaching meditation at the university is really a surprise that that ever was managed, but it's been wonderful to see the effects on my students. And one of the most wonderful parts has been that I've been able to include it in my teaching more and more, including a class on nonviolence, sort of practicing peace inside and out. And as I've done that, I've been doing a lot more research on well-being and meditation. And the research is phenomenal. There is so much nowadays to show us the spectacular effects of meditation on every aspect of our life. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of those today, and some other good healing practices that my own experience has, and my students' experience have borne out. I personally, amazingly, have not missed a day of teaching for illness in the thousands of years it seems like I've been teaching. And my students, by the end of the semester, oftentimes say, "I've got an immune system now. What a great idea." So I hope these will also be a help for you, along with some of the research that has been going on. And then we'll do a meditation that has 3 different levels to it, each level designed for healing of different kinds and types of healing and meditations that I hope you can take with you and make good use of later in your lives. And in case you want to contact me with any questions or anything like that, I'm going to give you my email address, because with these lights on me, you could all be hardened criminals, and I wouldn't know. I'd feel like a hardened criminal. And right down there is a sheet. There are a number of sheets that, if you just pick up one, it will have my email address. It will have some references to good places for guided meditations, a fantastic book on healing, and the final meditation we'll be doing today, just to make it easy to take with you. So, as I was saying, it's just remarkable what studies have shown us now about meditation, that it can help us with healing for anything from depression to sleeplessness to bad eyesight to spinal curvatures, things we just didn't think you could actually affect, to recovering from surgery. That last one I think is especially intriguing, not only because it's so wonderful to have something to help you with that at times like that, but also because a study that's been published several times now about several different experiments, double-blind experiments, has shown the effects of using meditation in order to help the healing of others. And that's one of the especially wonderful parts about it. You not only can heal yourself, you can heal others as well. The medical journals that have published this always sound really embarrassed that meditation and prayer could do it, but all the evidence is there, the statistically significant difference that it made for the group who was prayed for or meditated for versus the group that wasn't. Later in the session, I'm going to ask you to send your special goodwill to a cyclist who became part of a brutal hit-and-run accident a few weeks ago as well. So, now, in addition to the meditations we'll be going through today, which I hope will be helpful, I wanted to let you know a few of the things that I think make a huge, huge difference. And I just had the good fortune that my mom, who was a Unity student before I was even born, I think, and certainly I was very aware of it by the time I was 9 years old, and they published my first poem, which I thought was nice, is that what a difference our thoughts can make to our healing process. It turns out that we think thousands of thoughts during the day, so we might as well have them work for us, basically. And if you'd like some scientific evidence, which I think is really nice to have for these, to help us get faith on all kinds of levels. I don't find that my faith comes easily, so I like all the things I can have to support it. And try Googling a TED Talk by a person of the name Dr. Lissa Rankin. Just Google, is there scientific evidence that we can heal ourselves? It is a spectacular 18 minutes. Funny, incredibly supported by research, and what it demonstrates about the mind-body's ability to heal itself is just astounding. It's all based on something I'm sure you've all heard about, the placebo effect. The idea that some things have been created that have no, as far as we know, inherent therapeutic effect, but if you give them to patients and give them the assurance from the medical community, which we tend to have so much faith in, that these will heal them, they very often outperform the medicines they're testing. Now, the medical community and the pharmaceutical community consider this a real pain, I can tell you. They're not very fond of the placebo effect. In fact, it's the most beautiful sign of what a healing creation our body is, and all you have to do is give it a chance for these spectacular effects to take place, and without the side effects that drugs would give us. The thing, of course, we all want to know is, if we've got this great invention that we are, where's the on button for that? How do we turn on that effect if you're not taking part in a test and someone's deceiving you that it's a placebo? As you can guess, it's really all about faith. But faith can be a scary word. You may feel like you have to be a saint to have faith. But the truth is, we all have faith in something. My brother has tremendous faith in his new car and what he did to its engine. I found something that I hope you'll try, not necessarily in this form, but the idea is, think of something you could have faith in and then pour your positive feeling into it. This happened to me, this happened years ago, when I'd be teaching classes on meditation and healing, and I'd wake up in the morning and I'd feel that I was starting to get something around the throat area where it's really hard to hide if it becomes strong. And I go, oh no, I'm a teacher on meditation and healing. What will I do? So what I did was I took two things that I knew I could put faith in and that I knew wouldn't do me any harm. Echinacea, which pumps up the immune system in 20 different ways, and vitamin C, which wraps around any toxins in your system and takes them out of your system. So I would get up, I'd have 100 milligrams of vitamin C in that wonderful fizzy form called Emergent C, which some of you may have heard of. And I'd take some echinacea. I personally recommend the type with alcohol because you feel good instantly. I'm healed. And anytime I had a negative thought, I would take those and I'd think, wow, echinacea, 20 different ways it's pumping up my immune system. Vitamin C, taking those toxins right out. And I would find that it would completely go away and not become a problem. And then it reached the point where I'd get up in the morning, I'd start to have that fear, and I'd think, oh no, you've got it taken care of. Don't worry about it. And I'd forget all about taking the echinacea and the vitamin C, and I'd still be fine. Now I don't have to do anything. I just have come to realize that the healing circuit in the body is so supportive that as long as you don't get in its way, that wonderful things can happen from it. So just find something you feel you can pour an appropriate kind of faith into, or just anything that takes away your fear. That's the other way of looking at it, I think. And give that a try. My students have, and they've been really surprised and impressed, though they sort of complain because now they're taking care of all their sick roommates, all 6 of them, who haven't done it, and they're the only healthy one. But I think it can really help a lot. Also, be very careful not to claim illness for yourself. It's just really easy to do in this culture where it carries such credibility, and we are bombarded with ads about it. And it's fine if you feel you need to go to a doctor and you feel you need to tell your symptoms, that's fine. Just don't give it emotional energy. Don't dramatize it. Don't speak of yourself as sick. These are just passing manifestations in the body. Sometimes the body has really good reasons for the symptoms it's giving us, and sometimes it's the only way that we'll give ourselves a rest. Just don't take it in too deadly a way, and don't give it passion and feeling, because the body really listens well to us, as the placebo effect would suggest, and many other things would. Another thing I'd like to, just a few more things and then go to our meditation, to mention is that if you have a healing need, sometimes we have one and we may despair because it seems as though we've had it for a while and we don't know what to do. And I would advise you to ask for help. Ask for help from the universe. That's what I do the most. Ask for help from healing professionals. Ask for help from passing information that comes to you as you scan the horizon, basically. I say this because, having been practically born into Unity, as I told you, I've got this wonderful healing record going for me, which I really appreciate. But I've had my challenges, as we all do, and I want to tell you about one and an example of what came to me from, I've been asking the same question for a very long time, and I only got the answer to it recently when I was desperate. Sometimes the universe does that. It turns out that 60% of the population doesn't convert folic acid into the folate that we need in order to have it work in our system. And I'm telling you this just in case you happen to be part of that 60%. It's not a bad idea to check out, and there are easy supplements to take care of it. But you know that what happens with, and what the reason we need that folate, many reasons, it helps prevent spina bifida and all sorts of things, but it's part of how we generate dopamine, which is very important for giving us energy, and is also important for making us just feel good. It's one of those great designer drugs that's legal, and there's no side effects. But if you aren't converting your B into this folate, it's not going to happen for you. Turns out there's another 25% of the population that doesn't convert B12. And what was so fascinating when I found this out after finally finding a professional after all these years who knew about these things is I just had a blood test and a scan recently. The blood test said, you have 300% the amount of B in your blood that you need. And the scan said, you really need a lot more B. And I was like, oh, what the heck? What's going on here? And then I met this professional and I realized what was going on. I wasn't converting the vitamin B into what I needed. And I am so relieved for what this means for my energy and my sense of well-being. So I especially wanted to give that example because this is something you just might want to consider checking out yourself. You know how energy drinks are filled with all the B vitamins. Not going to do you any good if you can't convert it. So in case you're wondering why they don't work for you, except the caffeine part, that, that could be the reason why. And the one other thing I want to go into is meditation. I think one of the reasons that people don't meditate more consistently, you're sitting here thinking, I don't meditate consistently enough. Everyone thinks that, so don't feel bad. If you're new to meditation, there's wonderful examples of what can happen even when you're brand new to it. But the one reason I think we shy away from it is we feel kind of guilty because we get into the meditation. And there's been fascinating research on this as well. Some of the most recent research suggesting that one of our big problems has to do with a culture that is so critical, so hard on our sense of self-efficacy, I guess you could say, that our inner voice can just start nagging away. And it does a lot of things. First of all, it wanders in other places, and then it tells you that you're really bad that you let it wander there. And so please don't feel bad at any time when you sit down to meditate and your mind wanders, because please just sit down to meditation for 5 minutes any day. You can always find 5 minutes. If you can't, take 1 minute, or do it in the car on your way there or on the bus. Because what you'll find is that even if you feel your mind is racing the whole time, things are changing, channels are occurring, all sorts of nerve signals are changing. They're moving away from the paranoid parts of our brain to the parts that are filled with equanimity. They're helping develop well-being and compassion. Endless studies have shown this, even to scientists who thought it was all hogwash until they started experiencing it. And then they became some of the foremost scientists looking at these kinds of effects. So anytime your mind wanders, that is totally fine. But what you can do with it is to treat it the way you treat a dog who wanders off. Just call it back and be very nice to it and say, I know you're doing that because you want to protect me and you're afraid something may happen if you don't keep eternal vigilance at all times. But really, you don't have to worry. And just be kind with your mind, bring it back, and reassure it, because if you will do that for even 5 minutes every day, studies show changes that start to show up within 8 weeks. You can show in brain scans and all sorts of other ways. And your mind will be one happy doggy. So just be kind to it, bring it back. And you just can't fail as long as you just will stay with it and know what a gift you're giving to yourself. Okay, for these 3 parts that we have, the first will be to induce a deep relaxation, because we find, well, studies have shown that deep relaxation is one of the most healing states possible. Dr. Herbert Benson has done a lot of studies on this, known it, and he calls it the relaxation effect, relaxation response, actually. Here's someone whispering it out there, thank you. It's much better as response. And after we do that, our next practice will be to stimulate important energy centers, which can help get your energy moving, will help draw in healing energy for you, and has been shown by a wonderful woman who has written a book called The Energy Codes. She's a doctor herself, and I just want to reassure you that she had only barely started meditating when she had a phenomenal experience. Her mind shot up, or something shot up into the night sky, and suddenly she felt she was seeing everywhere, and this feeling of incredible well-being. And after that, she kept meditating and finding these new ways to help her patients. And she has healed all sorts of things, from scoliosis in herself to injured ribs and slipped discs. And her clients have done extremely well as well. So her book is all about these energy centers, and I'm going to give you a meditation which I think my students have found to be the most effective in setting these in motion, and I hope if you like it, you'll do it later. And our third part will be a lovely little meditation, which is the favorite of the Dalai Lama, which not only heals us, but heals others, and as the meditation studies have shown to be the most effective in moving people out of depression, along with all the potential for meditation. So we'll begin our meditation now. And Steve, we can do the music. Thank you. Settle into your chair. Let your eyelids drift down lightly. Feel peace settling over you like a golden veil. Touching your hair, touching your lips, feeling this golden presence flowing down over your neck, over your chest and your back, feeling peace settling into every molecule of your body. Now flowing down over your legs, over your feet. And now as this wonderful, relaxing, golden energy gathers, feel your feet relaxing totally. Feel your outer toes letting go, your middle toes. Feel the arches of your feet letting go. Now your ankles relaxing and releasing. And you feel this golden glow moving up into your calves, which are relaxing, into your thighs, releasing against the chair. All of your legs are getting a little heavier and a little warmer. Now moving up to the base of your spine, and you feel this golden glowing pool of healing presence there at the base of your spine. And this golden healing presence is moving up through your spine, relaxing every vertebrae, through your muscles, your tissues, moving all the way up to the top of your spine. And you feel your neck relaxing, releasing, as though 1,000 invisible fingers were massaging you into deep peace. And now massaging your shoulders as you feel each inch of your shoulders letting go. This golden wave of peace moving across your shoulders. Now moving down into the tops of your arms, which relax and release. Now into your forearms, which let go. Now flowing through your wrists. And you feel this presence on your palms, tingling there. And you feel it at the ends of your fingers as it flows there. And you feel that tingling presence there as well. Now this moves into your chest, where everything is bathed in a warm, healing glow. Your breath coming a little more slowly, letting all the breath out all the way to the base of the lungs, and then letting it spring back naturally. feeling that wonderful rush of oxygen to the top of your lungs and your whole body. No effort, no strain, just letting that air flow all the way out to make sure you have lots of room, and then letting it bounce back in naturally, relaxing and refreshing everything in your body. Now you feel this glowing presence in your jaw. Your jaw relaxes and releases. It's as though it's just melting away. Even your tongue relaxes. And now this moves up to your eyes, which are deeply arrested. They're not looking at anything, just an inky field of velvety blackness and rest, all the way to the back of your eyes. Now this presence moving across your smooth forehead, into your scalp and your head, every little muscle, every little bone relaxing and releasing. Even your brain relaxes. It's so relieved just to be here, being present with the goodness of its whole circuit. And now as this golden flow fills your body, realize that it can connect as well with tremendous energies above us and tremendous grounding energies below us. And in order to connect with those energies now, I'm going to ask you to breathe in a particular way so that as you breathe in, you pull your breath from that radiant center of energy above you, just a few feet above you, glowing there, and that you will pull it down to each center that I tell you about. And then as you release your breath, let it flow through your body down into the earth, grounding you there and making you part of a beam between the skies and the earth. So now please take in a breath, pulling from above you, and send that breath to the top of your head. We have an energy center there, the crown chakra. When you pull it in after you feel finished with it, let it go down to the earth. And now as soon as you want, pull a breath in again and send it to that radiant chakra center at the very top of our mind body. And then send the exhale down to the waiting earth, waiting to take care of us. Now for your next set of breaths, pull them from that radiant center down to the third eye, occurring just between and slightly above the eyes and behind them. This is the area of intuition, of deep vision, which is being stimulated and being brought to work for us and everything as we pull that energy down to the third eye and then let it go into the earth. After you've done that a few times, pull that energy down to your throat chakra. This is the place that our feeling of power emanates from. And let that go whenever it's comfortable. Feel that energy stimulating your power, your ability to be in the world, and then relaxing and releasing down into the earth. For your next set of breaths, pull that glowing energy from above down to your heart. The heart where all our greatest healing takes place. If you've had any wound to your heart recently, send it special sympathy, special caring. Your heart will be there for you. And it will not only heal, it will grow larger and more compassionate because of any pains that you've had to experience there. For your next set of breaths, pull that from this radiant source down to your solar plexus, another major energy power center, grounding us and radiating energy out to the world. Feel that energy flowing in there and then radiating out from you. A strong, stable person who can give your power to others as well as feeling it in yourself. And finally, pull from that radiant center down to the base of the torso, the place of tremendous energies of sexuality, of creation, of vitality, and feel that flowing into the earth. Now I'm going to ask you to take a breath which will flow through each center, one after another, each one lighting up, feeling its tremendous power. And as that power reaches the base of your spine, see it now coming back around, circling back around to the top of your head. It's like a golden waterfall cycling, pulling in strength, filling your body with it, feeling your body add to it, and recycling again. A tremendous healing cycle of golden energy passing through you, coming back to you, constantly with you in any moment that you want to draw on it. And now from this wonderful healing circuit of light and love and energy, let's take all of that and give that not only to ourselves, but to others. And we'll do that through the famous loving kindness meditation, which is the favorite of the Dalai Lama, as well as mine. I will say each line, and then you can say it to yourself internally afterwards. And we'll go through 3 short rounds of this. So first, say internally after I say it. May all sentient beings be freed from suffering. May they in their hearts be filled with loving kindness. May they have deep well-being and happiness. May they have joy. And now, so that you're better able to give this to others, let's say this for yourself. May I be free of all the sources of suffering. May I be filled with loving kindness, and may my life be. May I be filled with well-being and deep happiness. May I have joy. And now think of a person that you'd love to have this healing energy. You'd love to see their lives go better. As one great Unity teacher said, if we see someone in trouble, our place is not to set them right. Our place is to see them rightly. So think of this person and think, may this person be free of suffering and all the sources of suffering. May this person be filled with loving kindness, and may his life be filled, his or her life be filled. May this person have deep well-being and great happiness. May this person have joy. And now I'm going to ask you, please, to say to yourself as you say it for our last time, well, 2 more times. One for a person who was the victim of a very hard hit-and-run accident, whose name is Andrew Bernstein, and who now is recovering, and I'm hoping will add greatly to his recovery. May Andrew Bernstein be free of all suffering. May his life be filled with loving kindness and healing. May he have deep well-being and happiness. May he have complete recovery and joy. And now for our very final use of the prayer. We're going to think of all the names on the Unity Healing Prayer list. I have it here with me. We don't need to say it, but let's just focus on them and send out all this collected well-being and goodwill to their healing. May everyone on the Unity Healing Prayer list be free of suffering. May they be filled with loving kindness and healing. May they have deep well-being and happiness. May they have joy. Now, we'll just sit for another minute or two, feeling the circuits of energy and healing passing through us, knowing that we're contributing to the healing everywhere, every time that we sit and allow ourselves to be in this sacred stillness. around you, to feeling your body in the chair relaxed, filled with a subtle peace of energy and well-being that will go with us throughout the day, throughout the evening. One, getting ready to open your eyes whenever it's comfortable. I just have one more thing to do today, another healing effect, which is donations to Unity, which Unity greatly appreciates, and Jack in particular. As I go to say the following words, I'll say them once, and then you can repeat them after me. And just give whatever feels right to you. But do keep in mind this wonderful truth of the universe, that everything we give comes back to us in multiples, and in ways so far past our imagining that we know it has to be more than mortal to have such miracles occur. So I'll say this, and then you can say it after me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, and all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And let's say that together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, and all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. I'm assuming we have some, oh, we do, good. Sometimes I relax people too much and they're asleep when it comes to Jack is not forgiving about this.